So maybe cleaning isn't your favorite thing, okay? Maybe you consider yourself to be kind of the lazy girl when it comes to cleaning, spring cleaning, deep cleaning. Maybe it's like the last thing on your list. Or maybe you're just incredibly busy. Maybe you have a very full life, a lot going on, and you want to deep clean, you want to get this stuff done, but you need to get it done as efficiently as possible. I mean, we all probably want to get it done as efficiently as possible. And that is why I am sharing with you today spring cleaning tasks that you can do in 15 minutes or less. This way, you can tackle these things in those little pockets of your day. If you've seen any of my content about being more productive and multitasking and why that's not such a great idea, you know that I really encourage you to intensely work in like 15 to 20 minute pockets in your day when you can find them. So the very first thing that you want to do is make a list, okay? You're going to make your spring cleaning, deep cleaning list. Now, how you organize this list is up to you. So you can break it up by room. So maybe you want to go around to each room and write down for that room what needs to be done. Or maybe you want to break it up by tasks. Cleaning windows, you will put the windows as sort of the topic header, and then underneath it will be the kids' bedroom windows, the windows in the kitchen, whatever. You're going to break it up by room after that, but the main subject that you're breaking it up by is the actual task. That should definitely take you no more than 15 minutes to make yourself your big to-do list for everything that you would like to get done. I do have some cleaning checklists. If you would like to check those out, I'll link them down below in the description box. Okay, your first 15-minute task is going to be wiping down door frames. This is one of those cleaning things that I feel like often gets forgotten about. But just taking like a good microfiber cloth, or just like a little wet rag. Often you don't even really need any cleaner or anything. You just need a slightly damp rag. Going around and cleaning the door frames for each of the rooms. It's just one of those spots that can kind of gather little fingerprints and dirt and stuff. You know, while I'm there, I like to make sure that I don't need to like wipe down that wall area. If it's a common area where kids are constantly like leaning into that room or something, you will find those little dirty fingerprints all over the walls there too. So I usually take care of those at the same time. But it is kind of one of those things that your brain can just kind of look past. But when you go to actually clean it, you're going to be like, my goodness, how did it get so bad? But it's a quick thing that you can go around and do in 15 minutes. I mean, depending on the size of your house, maybe you can do it in 3 minutes, 5 minutes. If it takes you more than 15 minutes, you probably have a huge house. The next spring cleaning task is to clean out the toy box and donate toys, throw away broken toys. This is something that, again, I feel like is totally a doable task in 15 minutes. You will be surprised how good you feel. I always feel so much better. Now, my advice is to do this at a time when your children are not around or paying attention, depending on their ages, because that's when everybody suddenly decides that this thing is their favorite thing and you haven't seen them play with it in a year. Whenever I feel like our play areas are getting messy and staying messy and not as quickly and easily picked up and tidied up, it's usually because the amount of toys it's gone past its breaking point. Okay, we're breaching that line and it's time to give it a quick declutter. That can totally be done in 15 minutes. Depending on how big of a toy box or area, or if you have a huge playroom, you might need to break this one up into multiple days or multiple 15-minute blocks. But I can usually take care of ours in about 15 minutes, especially when I'm just doing, a quick pass through it. Now, cleaning the windows is one of my favorite spring cleaning tasks because, well, you're opening up your curtains, you're letting in all the beautiful light. Spring, summer is, you're often opening windows more and stuff. So giving my windows and sills a good deep clean is a task that I always have on my spring deep cleaning list. Now, you're not going to be able to do all the windows in your house in 15 minutes. It's just not going to happen. But you can probably tackle one room in 15 minutes. So in that chunk, I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to do the windows in my bedroom, or I'm going to do the windows in the playroom. Getting those windows nice and sparkly clean for spring, and then being able to open them and let the fresh air in, it's so good. Next up is to clean your mattress. This is one of those tasks that I feel like people often forget about. We wash our sheets, we change our sheets, but do you clean your mattress? Now, we got a new mattress last year from Birch, and they are sponsoring today's video. We love our Birch mattress, love it so much. And obviously, when you love a mattress that much, you want to keep it as clean and as good of shape as possible so it can last as long as possible. They are having a Memorial Day sale and it's running now, and you can get 25% off for a limited time. If y'all have never heard of Birch Mattress before, they do make mattresses and other sleep products, but their products are stylish, they're comfortable, they're environmentally conscious. They have non-toxic mattresses that are made right here in the USA, and they're made with organic, natural materials that have been sustainably sourced, because unlike synthetic mattresses, the wool that they use in these makes it hypoallergenic. We have the Birch Luxe mattress. It is an upgrade to their original mattress. This thing is comprised of 8 different layers of organic cashmere, organic wool, and organic cotton, and 100% natural latex. It is luxe. They mean it when they say luxe. And if you're like me and you're a little bit nervous about picking a mattress out online, do not fret, because you do get a 100-night sleep trial and a 25-year warranty. So if you don't like it after 100 days, they will come and pick it up for you and you will get a full refund. So, and like y'all saw, the mattresses are delivered right to your door for free within the US, and they come in that box. It's super easy to set up. We absolutely love our Birch mattress and have been loving it since the fall. My parents even got one. They are really, truly wonderful mattresses. So if you are looking for a bed, be sure to check out Birch. They are having a Memorial Day sale and it's running now, and you can get 25% off for a limited time, though you can always click my link below and get 20% off. So just visit birchliving.com/thisgatherednest and get 20% off plus 2 free pillows. And don't forget to check out the Memorial Day sale if you want that 25% off for a limited time. Giving your mattress a clean is actually not as hard as you might think. It's a pretty simple process, and again, utilizes products that you probably already have around your house. Obviously, I'm going to go ahead and give my bedding a wash while I'm taking everything off, but really all you need to do is just sprinkle some baking soda. I'm kind of using the same technique that I used on the sofa, where I'm using like a hand strainer. You could also use like a flour sifter, just something to help spread it on evenly and not make it clumpy. But I am just sifting baking soda all over the mattress, and then you just want to let it sit for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, however long you can give it. Let that sit and then just vacuum it off. So it's a kind of quick at-home way to give your mattress just a little bit of a freshen up, a little bit of a clean up, freshen up, you know, a few times a year, once a quarter, something like that, and keep that mattress nice and fresh. All right, our next 15-minute task is cleaning out shoes. So we have a shoe bin on our porch. So for me, if I'm doing this in 15-minute chunks, I'm going to do the shoes that are on the porch basket. That's going to be my one day. Then the next day, I might do the shoes that are inside in our shoe crates inside, because it'll probably take me 15 minutes for each of those. But again, we are a family of 10, and we also have like farm shoes, outside shoes for, you know, horseback riding and animals, and tennis shoes and sandals and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of shoes to go through. But if you're a smaller family, you can probably do this in just a 15-minute chunk one day. But you just want to go through your shoes, donate what you can, what doesn't fit anymore. You obviously might want to throw out shoes that are starting to talk, you know, the soles are flopping and talking and they're not going to work anymore. But you can probably save some shoes. I found a pair of shoes the other day that my son was trying to donate, and I was like, I don't think so, sir. He was like, but the laces, the dog chewed. I'm like, I can buy a pair of laces. The next time I was at Walmart, I grabbed a pair of laces, and ta-da, the shoes are basically look brand new again. So maybe you need some repairs done, maybe you need to donate some, maybe you need to throw away some, whatever it is. Going through shoes, spring is a great time once your weather has warmed up and you don't need winter boots out anymore. Maybe you know that those boots were barely fitting, so you can go ahead and donate them because your kid is going to need a new pair for next winter. Cleaning out the shoe bin, getting those organized is definitely a good 15-minute tackle task. Another great one for 15 minutes is to clean out your junk drawer. This is one of those tasks that I tend to wait and do it in my like once a year clean in the beginning of the year, but I'm adding it to my more like quarterly clean. Just so you know, my spring clean is more like a quarterly clean for me because we just have so many people, kids, animals living in our house. I kind of have to do spring cleaning like every quarter. So cleaning out the junk drawer is a big one I know that if I take once a quarter, 15 minutes and go through, and it doesn't even really take me 15 minutes, honestly, anymore, go through and throw away that needs to be thrown away, move things to their proper spaces, because what ends up happening is stuff just gets tossed in there that has a home, but whoever it is, myself sometimes, but also my other family members, too lazy to take it, put it in that home, so they just toss it in the junk drawer. So take 15 minutes, clean out your junk drawer, make it more manageable for you. If you have like those little piles, right, the little places around your house where you tend to pile stuff, those are great 15-minute tackle tasks, because you can probably get them done in 15 minutes. And if they are like these regularly piled up areas, the gratification you'll get from cleaning one of those out and making that area look like nice is honestly way worth it, because you'll be so proud of yourself, because those kinds of things are things we build up in our minds to be so much harder than they actually are, and we keep putting them off, right? Tackle the junk drawer. I'm gonna say closet decluttering, but hear me out, because I know most of you are like, 15 minutes, really? I'm talking about like once you kind of have your closet mostly done. This is for me, as I have shared many a time, I'm not a minimalist. I don't have capsule wardrobe. I do have a pretty decent amount of clothing. One of the things that I do is I try to follow the one in, one out rule. However, sometimes the thing that I want to donate or pass on to someone else is in the laundry. I already like have it in my head when I've bought the other thing, so it can end up hanging around in there. There's a number of reasons that we can end up with things that we don't want, but a 15-minute quick pass through the closet. You probably won't need to do it that often, but I do it about once a month, where I quick pass through my closet and grab things that I know I want to pass on to my teenage daughters. I want to put in my donate pile. I want to give to my sister or a friend that I know will like it, or sell it on my Poshmark. There's lots of different things to do with the item that you remove, but a quick 15-minute pass, and again, this can be in your closet. You can do this in your kid's closet. Maybe your kid has just had a growth spurt, and so a quick 15-minute pass will let you grab those 3T things that you know they don't fit in anymore. You know, they just look goofy with their belly hanging out the bottom of it. So a quick 15-minute pass will let you grab those things and get them out of the way into the donation bin. 15-minute pass on a closet is another great task. The next 15-minute task is one of those #adulting things. When you're a kid, how much time do you ever spend thinking about HVAC air filters? None. Absolutely zero. Okay, I don't even think I knew that that was a thing until I was an adult. And I remember when we bought our first home and I was like, that's just something else we have to buy when you're like so broken. We scraped together everything to be able to buy our first home. Now you're telling me I have to like routinely pay for filters? That's so boring. But you get older and you appreciate the clean air in your home, and you understand the importance of them. Changing out your air filters and giving depending on the age of your home and what you kind of got going on, cleaning the grate, like the metal grate that goes over the top of them, or if you have like a radiator, like a floor heater, giving that like a good dusting and cleaning. But for most of us, it's going to look like taking out old air filters, throwing those away, and putting in new ones. Okay, we're going to unclog and freshen up our drains. I'm going to share with you guys a recipe that is so easy, so quick to make, and a pretty darn budget friendly, considering, again, you probably have most of these products laying around your house, but it's a great time to think about unclogging drains. Like I said, we got a lot of people in our house that are using the toilets and the sinks and the dishwasher and all of those things, and it is honestly imperative for our family to stay on top of keeping our drains clean, free of like hair buildup and whatever else builds up in there. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just put that aside, okay? So you are going to do 2.5 parts baking soda to 1 part hydrogen peroxide. You are going to pour that down the drain, and you're going to let it sit. Hopefully for as much as 30 minutes if you can do that, but 10 minutes is good. 10 to 30 minutes is best to let that sit. And then you want to do the thing that people will yell at you for, but it's okay, you got to do it, is to turn on the hot water and let that run and flush for a few minutes. So you're going to want to run some piping hot water down that drain after that solution has been able to sit down the drain. And that's really going to help to break up, build up hair, clogs, and keep your drains and pipes running smoothly. Now, speaking of like DIY concoctions, my next little 15-minute task is to mix up your own Stain remover, your own cleaner for removing stains. Again, I have spent a small fortune on various products that are promised to be the gold standard of removing stains, and many of them do work really, really well. But when you're in a bind and you don't want to have to run to the store and you just want to have something, you can mix up your own quick and easy stain solution, stain cleaner at home. You're just going to use 1 part Dawn dish soap to 2 parts hydrogen peroxide. Now, you want to be careful here because you're going to apply this mixture to the stain, to the area that you want to clean, and you're going to let it sit. Honestly, you can let it sit for just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but as long as possible is better. The hydrogen peroxide, however, be careful. If you have a dark piece of furniture, a dark fabric that you are using this stain remover on, that hydrogen peroxide, if left on for a long time, can lighten that fabric. So if you know you want to leave it on for a long time, you know your fabric is dark, then you just want to swap out the hydrogen peroxide in the recipe for white vinegar and use that for darker fabrics, darker materials. So just remember to use the hydrogen peroxide concoction recipe on lighter fabrics. If it's a darker fabric, you probably just want to play it safe and use the vinegar recipe for those. All right, you guys, there you have it. Spring cleaning things that you can do in 15 minutes or less. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Like I said, I'm always just trying to work in those nuggets of time that I find in my day, and I know that so many other moms are the same way. You've only got a little bit of time while this kid is napping or playing quietly by themselves, and you're trying to squeeze things in, and maybe you just don't have time for your brain to go deep into something that you know it's going to be hard for you to break away from when the time comes, if that time is short. So 15-minute bursts I feel like are totally doable, and if you're somebody who feels kind of lazy about cleaning and stuff, you can talk yourself up for 15-minute tasks, okay? 15 minutes at a time, you can do almost anything for that amount of time. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.